Good morning, Facebook. Bullhorn Betty here. Happy Thursday. Today is one of those days where I'm extremely busy. I've got meetings with attorneys today, primarily to go over our agenda to help our children. Unfortunately, I will be doing a short live this morning, followed by the Murdaugh trial, which I will not be participating in today, but we will run it on our channel. There's a lot going on here in this country, as many of you guys know. We've discussed some of the things yesterday. I had an opportunity to go to an event last night and meet a representative that understands what I'm trying to do, understands the need for change in our child welfare system. I also spoke with this gentleman about meeting with him, even though he's not a representative of my community personally, but he is a representative of the state of Florida. Right now, we have a lot of issues going on with Harmony Montgomery's case as far as the internal report provided to the public. And that particular report was very terrifying, seeing the gaps that need to be filled when it comes to our children. Here in Florida, some politicians have put together a protest bill to keep unruly or angry constituents that feel they are not governing correctly when they refuse to listen to us at their office. They choose to put together an unconstitutional silencing bill of the First Amendment speech. And those are people that are here, and you know that our state is primarily red. And the majority of the representation here states that freedom of speech is paramount, although they try to work very hard to censor that very speech that they say that they will protect. However, when it comes to our children here in the state of Florida and across this country, they fail over and over and over again. So much so that it's becoming apparent that people just aren't doing their job. And they're blocking the public out by saying it's a privacy issue, that these documents and how they're handling their business with our children is somehow protected from transparency. It is time to start rising up, each and every one of us, each and every citizen of the United States, and say we have had enough. We want our children protected, even the ones that aren't ours. There's a lot of despicable parents out there. There's a lot of despicable people in general in this country that do horrible things to the most innocent here in our country. And I'm not just talking about our children. I'm talking about our elderly as well. So I'm asking each and every one of you to search deep inside you. And when you realize that this is a calling for you, I'm asking you to rise up. I'm asking you to stand up. I'm asking you to start getting active in your community and start reaching out to your politicians. The only way we are going to fix this system related to our children is for each and every one of us to take our place and to start having our voices be heard. Many people accuse me of making money off the backs of dead children. I advocate for children. I expose the atrocities in this country. I expose horrible parents, horrible policing, and more importantly, government officials such as the Department of Children and Family Services and entities like that. I try to expose them and hold them accountable through transparency, through the platform I built, along with a few other friends that have the same passion. As we grow throughout the years to come, we will be getting more vocal when it comes to our children. Because at the end of the day, I really don't like covering these cases. They're very emotional for me. Many of you know I can't have children. I've wanted to have children. I've been unable to conceive. And to see what parents do to children that I have longed to have for many years makes me sick. There is nobody or no entity that will stop my pursuit and justice for these children. So I'm asking each and every one of you to take a stand with me today and say we are tired of the system that is meant to save our children consistently failing them over and over and over again. If it wasn't the fact that the loss of life is so great at such a young age, primarily under the age of 8, if they disappear, they are more likely to have been killed at the hands of their parents than a stranger danger situation. Those are alarming numbers. Those are the true facts of what we're doing. Here in my county, in my district, they have a Safe Children's Coalition here that oversees our Department of Children Family Services here in a tri-county area. I behoove everyone out there that is active in their community and active in their politics to get something like that set up, to force the hands of the politicians that work for you and tell them that we need more meaningful legislation to help protect our children. While I never bring too much politics up on my channel, as it's a true crime channel, we're also covering more and more children, and it's making me sick. And there's no way I'm going to sit on my laurels and do absolutely nothing when I see such a great need. I hope each and every one of you join me on this fight for our children, and I pray that we will prevail. And if nothing more, just moving the needle in the right direction is a step forward. We need to step forward. Right now, our child welfare system is living in the dark ages. No meaningful updates between the interstate procedure since 1965. 1965. I am proposing that the government build a computer system, a database that can house these reports in them from all over the country. Forced state cooperation. All systems shall be incorporated together across this country. When you type in a social security number for a mom, a dad, or a child, you should be able to get the entire file, no matter what state they lived in, no matter what condition their property was in, and be able to read the notes from the social workers. If there's violence in the home, the social worker will be put on notice at that moment. If they try to state hop, community hops to avoid being held accountable for their trespasses upon their own children, then it needs to be incorporated into our driver's license system as well to notify when one of these parents move into a community. We need to put deadlines from a time that they receive a report to the time it's investigated has to be measured in metrics. I don't see any reason why a social worker can't get out to a property to look on a child, to look at their living environment within 72 hours of the report. We need criminal penalties for people that abuse the system and call erroneous complaints in, and they need to be upheld. This idea that we are just going to keep living in anonymity is ridiculous. When I call the Department of Children and Family Services, I'm calling to help a child. I don't care if my name is on the record. I don't care if my phone number is on the record. I don't care if that social worker reaches out to me and asks me additional questions or needs follow-up information. The forced anonymity is ridiculous. If I'm not requesting it, why am I anonymous? These are some things that we need to think about and ponder as we are navigating this waters. And I will tell you, these children need our help. And I pray that each and every one of you will help join the fight with me to help save our children across this country. God bless each and every one of you. And until next time, please be safe and be kind to one another.